This is John Michael Grogan with On Point. Today we're talking about rules for advancement.
Dr. John Michael Grogan is a worldwide best-selling author and speaker. In this podcast, On Point, Dr. John Michael will help you position yourself for success by achieving greater purpose, significance, and exceptionalism. Now, here's Dr. John Michael Grogan.
We live in a world made up of rules, laws, regulations, and directives. These things bring order, hopefully, to governments, the workplace, sports, marriage, and countless other ways that, without these rules and laws, it would mean living in chaos. Without order, the Neanderthals would take over. Such rules and laws and regulations bring order. Without boundaries, might would make right. By the way, those who fail to obey these laws set in place by proper authorities that we can see, stoplights, for example, posted speed limits, one-way street signs, and all the other signs that help promote civility, the chances of our obeying the laws we cannot see, like the laws of the universe or the Ten Commandments, are nil. Some rules are not laws, but rather advice or counsel. It's these things that I want to share with you today. To refuse to play in harmony with these universal laws or rules will cause upheaval in our lives. I cannot count the number of people who, when promoted to managing others, failed to understand the concept of servant leadership. This concept is based on the law of mutual exchange. We get back what we give out. Little Napoleons, for example, lorded over those in their charge by using heavy-handed methods. They have no finesse. These people threaten and degrade rather than encourage with positive reinforcement. These leaders are not given to altruism, that is, having a high regard for others, and so end in exasperation due to high turnover, absenteeism, using guerrilla warfare to incapacitate machines, slowdowns, missing deadlines, and any passive resistance that will put the leader or supervisor in a poor light. The chief aim? To make the leader look impotent in their effectiveness. These pygmy thinkers are toxic and have no business managing others. They need a good pair of work gloves and a transfer to the company stockroom or shipping dock. Servant leadership is excelling by helping others grow better as an employee. To help a student, for example, or an athlete or a salesperson be better, more effective. This kind of leadership attracts allies and builds an effective team where people work together rather than merely alongside of one another. Theodore Roosevelt said, "The leader works in the open where the boss works in covertness. The leader leads, the boss drives." The late Washington socialite Elsa Maxwell tells the story of her father giving her 4 rules to live by as he lay on his deathbed. They're good. They're good. We would benefit by adopting them. The first rule is not to compare yourself to others. We all have a destiny, and to try to be someone else only hamstrings our development as a person. Learn from others, but don't try to be them. If people don't like you or accept you for who you are, they surely won't like you or accept you for trying to be someone you're not. The second rule is don't be afraid of they, for they is a collection of me's and you's. Small minds talk about people. Average minds talk about events. Big minds talk about ideas. The higher you go in life, the more you achieve, the more you stand out, the more detractors you can count on having. A lot of jealousy out there. Lincoln said, "Pay such people no heed." These are people who have a job, not a mission. They're scorekeepers. The third rule, be in work you like and be with people you like. Work hard and play hard. By the way, if you happen to be in a job you hate, you have 3 options open to you. You can work toward fixing the problem rather than complaining about it. By being a problem solver, you could find yourself moving up in the company or organization. This never occurs to those who just have a job. Complainers are plentiful. Problem solvers are rare and richly rewarded. The second option you have is that you can ignore the problem or conflict and do the best you can under the circumstances. The third option is if you've had a belly full of the niggling and pettiness that goes on in many companies, or you find the environment offensive to your dignity as a person or your core values, you can quit. You are not chained to the walls. These options take away a person's excuse for bellyaching and complaining about the conditions. Many have found that leaving was the best thing they ever did in life. Shakespeare said, "We have many entrances and many exits in life, and it's as important to know when to leave a thing as it is knowing when to arrive." The fourth thing that Elsa Maxwell's father told her was, the more you own, the more you are possessed, because the more you have to maintain. The older I get, the more painfully aware I become of the wisdom of this rule. Someone estimated that there are 92,000 federal laws, 40,000 laws in each state, 2,000 municipal codes in each city. No one really knows for sure. But many laws are nonsensical, should be deleted from the law books. For example, it's illegal to fish for whales on Sunday in Ohio. I was born and raised in Ohio, and I've never seen a whale splashing around in Lake Erie. It's easier to make laws than to repeal them. It's a little like borrowing money and having to pay it back. Getting married is easier than getting unmarried, and I've never heard anyone getting unbaptized. It's interesting to realize that most people can't deal with the 10 Commandments. There is a good reason for this. There are 3 kinds of people out there. Those who wouldn't steal the Hope Diamond if they knew they could get away with it. There are those who would steal the Hope Diamond if they thought they could get away with it. And then there are those who would use a torch to go through a roof or a wall to get to it. The simple truth is that a person is either a law-abiding, honest, hard-working person, or they are lawless. They live for themselves alone. No matter how many laws that are passed, we will never be able to legislate morality, for that is a heart issue. Until next time, this is John Michael Grogan saying, be strong, be bold, be courageous.
Thanks for listening to Dr. John Michael Grogan's On Point on OneBigOne.fm and the Podcast BIG network. To contact Dr. Grogan, send an email to groganman@tds.net. If you like what you heard today and want to learn more, visit 615jmg.com and subscribe today. And as always, stay tuned to OneBigOne.fm and the Podcast BIG network.